see anything there.
Please let me out.
You've got a lot to do, Sherlock.
What am I missing? I don't really have anything else on here, and then nobody will talk to me. None of these match up. You'd think those two would go together, but I guess not. What? I can't get in there. Can't talk to him.
Please let me out.
I can't wrap my head around such a tragedy at my party.
Listen, what am I missing? Nobody will talk to me. These don't match up. Like I missed something. I don't know what I missed. Is there other evidence in here? Look at evidence? I can look at evidence. Crimes. We're gonna do violent crimes. Evidence. Victim. Yep. No. It was done in Ransere. I don't know if that's gonna work. Drawing a blank here. I want to be there. Oh, evidence room.
Good night. Your
It has
ticket,
something
please,
with
if you want
Fabio
me
or
to help
something?
you.
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't you understand what a ticket is?
That's so much stuff.
I'd like to check the evidence from this case.
And who are you?
Oswald sent me. I'm a consulting
Oh,
detective.
hey, Icy.
His
How you
partner, then.
doing?
Let me see. Oh, a ritual murder. What a bunch of degenerates. Wait a second. I'll bring it to the table.
Well, I don't know. Where were you last watched, Icy?
It's a miracle this ruby hasn't tempted anyone. A heavily perfumed handkerchief with the initials KM in the corner. All the keys of the mansion on one golden ring.
Letter that was found in Vogel's evidence box. Is your mind unsound? You cannot control your bitterness, not around me anyway. For me, it's too great risk to ignore that kind of behavior. I can speak, and play with anyone I choose. I'm not another Matista. You pay me, but you haven't bought me. Of course, I'll keep all your generous donations, even though they hardly compensate for the last terrible outburst. I'm leaving you, although Matista will still be around. Fabio. Oh.
Not the time for privacy. An emergency kit for boredom. Werner's personal sketchbook. A handcrafted charm that contains hair and nail clippings.
Come on. You had it? You had it. There.
Her key to the altar room. That's not for bedtime reading.
Or maybe it is.
This ex libris belongs to Manchio's library.
Police found this occult book in Batista's bag during the arrest. According to the ex libris, tome was taken from Mr. Manchio's collection. It had illustrations and descriptions of a ritual similar to the crime scene. Prepare the naked body of recently deceased object of interest. Draw symbols of Mars and Venus to enhance the power. Yeah, but you don't stab the guy. Enhance the power you possess. Use the powers. Use the force of male and female nature. Pierce the heart with a golden dagger to be rid of the blood that does not love you. Draw the symbol representing your love while waiting for the resurrection. Recite the charm.
The book describes a ritual similar to the one performed in the altar room. Thank you, officer.
No, that's gonna help me at all. Oh, geez. How long do you have to continue with the physical therapy? Jeez. Yikes. Not facing the match. Oh, there we go. According to Santos Pinchetti, in the content of the letter, it may have been addressed to Kurt Manchios. But none of those match. Let's go talk to suspects. Love opening doors with my face.
I've nothing to add.
Could Fabio have written this letter to Kurt Manchos?
Oh. That could be. I never thought Mr. Manchos could make Fabio that angry, though.
What do you mean?
Well, Fabio wanted to disassociate from Mr. Manchos. Clients who are in love are both a blessing and a curse.
But Fabio was here tonight.
Money. In our line of work, we can't afford to turn down clients who pay as well as Kurt Manchos.
Was Fabio afraid of Mr. Manchos?
Not at all. The old toad wouldn't dare to do more than sweet talk and touching. Talk can be forgotten, and touching washed away.
This book, The Power of Love, Blood and Mandrake, what do you hope to achieve?
To learn more about the invisible strengths that govern us. Occultism is real. The master who fell that night when Fabio and I escaped, I made him fall. I cast a spell on him and it worked.
Or was it a coincidence?
The universe is rarely so lazy.
If you say so.
Practice occultism?
Do you practice occult rituals?
For protection, for fortune, to wash away the ugliness of the world, sometimes to survive. I have the gift, and I'm learning to use it better.
Did you use your gift on Fabio?
I only used white magic, love charms lately. Fabio became so distant. I just wanted him to be with me, but I suppose I'm not as skilled as I thought.
There is undeniable evidence that you were the original recipient of this letter.
What are you talking about? Is it addressed to me?
Your protege wanted a fresh start, it seems. This is sufficient to charge you.
Me? Hurt my
Yikes.
star? Are you
Sounds
insane
nasty.
that you would
Ouch.
accuse me of such a thing?
He did not consider himself as yours. Since you deny everything, let's move on. Do you have any idea as to how the letter could have ended up in Mr. Vogel's pocket?
You were the detective. Perhaps he took it from Fabio. Werner was a little high.
What's in your right hand for my ring? Yikes.
Do you recognize this book? Could Matista have borrowed it from your library?
She didn't ask me. How ungrateful.
The things described in the book were inspiration for the rituals you performed?
Do you really believe that blood, symbols, and incantations can resurrect the dead? They are just eerie tales with a mix of occultism and voodoo. My rituals are a stage to
Wrist in the
show
middle of
some
your
of
arm?
their forbidden pleasures.
At least it's getting better. It's getting better.
Please let me out.
Oh.
I don't think I can tell you anything about this.
I have reason to believe that the intended recipient of the incriminating letter may have been Kurt Manchos.
Well, that makes sense. Too bad I can't remember how I came to possess it. Though I did spend quite some time with Mr. Manchios during the party.
Unfortunately, even with an answer, that may still not be enough to clear you with the police. But fear not, I will persevere.
I hope your attempt to put things straight will make up for...
You being on a bender?
touché.
Alright, so I talked to him. This has to be about right. Alright, at the end of it. Okay. Fabio shattered Kurt Macchio's feelings. Alright, that could be like everybody. Vogel took the letter under influence. Werner Vogel took the letter himself whilst under the effects of various substances. Maybe? Maybe? Now I'm starting to think it's actually Manchios. Tisa may have performed the ritual on Fabio to bring his love back. No more. Why are you telling me in mine place? Probably because I have something that doesn't match up. Did that. Did that. I don't think he hurt her, so. Carmentia was heartbroken and panicked. He did not mean to kill Fabio. The improvised ritual was a desperate attempt to cover up the crime. A prison sentence should be enough for a harsher punishment. I like this one. I believe this is probably the right one. I don't think it's Matista now. He's an old man, so he might have had a hard time dragging him. I don't know. We're gonna do this one. Kurt Manchios killed Fabio in cold blood. He staged the crime as a ritual to blame Batista. He planted the letter in Vogel's pocket to avoid suspicion. Manchios had no consideration for the life of others and deserved to be hanged. I'm sticking to that story.
You'd better ask me a question I know how to answer.
This letter proves nothing. Fabio wrote it to Mr. Manchios. It's time to free Mr. Vogel.
Do you really think I'm that naive? I need proof, not words from his friend.
Very well. Mr. Pinchetti told me that Mr. Manchios was lavishing Fabio with expensive and eccentric gifts. The letter mentions rich rewards and attempts to buy Fabio with them. It was written to Mr. Manchios. Who else was showering Fabio with luxuries to buy him? It doesn't fit Mr. Vogel's character.
Look here. We had a deal. Give me the murderer and then take your friend with you. I won't budge otherwise.
Well, fine, but you're just wasting time.
Continue our investigation while I look for the papers.
Oh, maybe I need to talk. You first. Accused.
The murder of Fabio did not have a ritual purpose, Mr. Manchios. It was staged by a man who wished to distract the investigation.
That might be true. That poor girl Matista wouldn't dare to kill the only man who cared for her. So, Santos.
Mr. Pinchetti snatched at the chance to solve his problems.
Ungrateful little scum. Will he be executed?
But what for? He informed the police as to the crime, that was all. He couldn't stage the ritual, but he found the body, I believe.
I can't believe it. Why did Werner do it?
Mr. Vogel. He had no reason, and he won't be a scapegoat as you plan. You put Fabio's letter in his pocket when he was intoxicated, didn't you?
You can't be serious.
Fingernails.
We can very often deduce someone's life by their shoes, or their fingernails. You are a meticulous person, but this murder was fairly traumatic and filthy. After you stabbed Fabio, you were covered in blood. You panicked and neglected to rinse the soap from under your fingernails. The devil is in the details, Mr. Manchios.
Nonsense. I missed it simply because of the busy schedule of the party.
Of course, a staged murder was certainly not planned.
Love wasn't mutual.
You're at the twilight of your life. You have no partner, you have no children. You had feelings, however, for one man. That was Fabio. You loved him. That is, you wished to own him with money and gifts. But he was also a free mind, was he not? He turned his back on him. Quite unjust. Love, so cruel and painful, and Fabio, with his words and deeds, made you feel the more wretched. So you killed him.
You must surely perceive that my sensitive nature wouldn't allow me to hurt anyone.
I don't know about that. You staged a ritual.
You staged the murder as a satanic ritual. It was easy for you, since you were the one who wrote the scenarios for the parties. It was your way of avoiding suspicion. A respectable man in his 60s,
Early 60s.
who hosts the cream of Cordona's society, cannot possibly be a murderer. But the guests who behave like animals in his mansion, of course, one of them could have killed Fabio.
I did oversee a few of the rituals, but I did not stage Fabio's death.
I'm a passion.
Fabio played with your feelings. That was painful to realize. You spent so much time and effort to be with Fabio, but he didn't respond in the way that you would have liked. You wanted to be loved, but Fabio shattered your dreams. In the smoking lounge, he teased and mocked you. He wanted you to suffer by offering himself to others. The deception was unbearable. You were passionate, and so you struck him. Once you understood your mistake, it was too late. You were afraid, so you staged the ritual. With such a story, you might be sentenced to a few years. It might clean your conscience, and soon the case will be forgotten.
No. No.
This is my decision. I'll talk to Constable Oswald to see what I can do.
We're sticking to it.
There's no fool like an old fool. Kurt Manchios did it. A young boy played with the heart of an old man. The latter couldn't handle it. The evidence I obtained clearly shows that the quarrel was not intended to end badly. It was an accident.
Showing pity towards your own kind, Holmes. Whatever.
All I'm saying is that prison won't take much away from an old and crushed man.
Fine. A big name like that will still give me a promotion. As for my part, not everything was in place. Perhaps some documents were transferred somewhere else, but I couldn't find a trace of them. Then I remembered. The discarded document drawers where we put the lost papers or the badly labelled ones. Including the crime scene report of Violet Holmes's case. Everything I've found is on the desk here. Take it.
Your persistence has saved me.
Yeah, well, we had a deal after all. Your friend is free then. You can leave.
Good luck, Constable.
Nice.
Oh, you did it, Sherlock! The case is closed and all rewards belong to the winner. Bravo!
It is merely the triumph of the truth.
Is it? No compromises? No lies? You're happy with your decisions?
An acceptable outcome.
It was the best decision I could obtain. The truth must be told in the way it is most acceptable.
You're making progress, Sherlock. I was right to believe in you. By the way, did you get that precious information about your mother? Oh, not that you must.
Yes, I did.
Forgive my intrusion in such a personal matter. I simply worry I'm failing to be of much help to you.
Actually, you were. For some reason, all the archives on the case had disappeared. This was a rare opportunity to obtain the impossible.
Outrageous. Perhaps someone found the truth unpleasant. Society usually rejects those who speak with too much honesty, doesn't it?
A comfortable lie is often preferred to an uncomfortable truth. Still, I believe that the latter should prevail, and I cannot remain silent.
That's quixotism at its best. Your mere truth cannot defeat institutions, systems, and power. Etiquette, religion, marriage, they're all lies told to preserve connections, love, and sanity, and it's all corruptible.
Lies destroy human dignity. How could you make a free decision without any knowledge of the truth?
Are we really free to decide anything in this world, Sherlock?
I'm free.
Oh yes. It's a struggle, but yes, we can make our own decisions. That's what I fight for.
What an endless fight it is. Will you ever give yourself a break, Sherlock? You're a walking contradiction, Sherlock. You refuse to lie to others, but constantly lie to yourself. How long until the train comes off the track? I cannot look away, but perhaps I should take a few steps back. You're an accident waiting to happen, dear. Until then, I shall bid you adieu.
Alright, so we need to pick up something, right? On the police table in the archives. Report number 0743. Officers arrived to find the deceased identified as Miss Violet Holmes, lying in the garden of Stonewood Manor. Visual inspection showed the victim to be thoroughly soaked, with a deep vertical incision 2 inches in length down her throat. Her face was swollen and covered in red blotches, likely cause of death, hypoxia. Waiting confirmation from the medical examiner. Main suspect, Otto Richter, was arrested on the scene. The body was sent for autopsy.
The garden. There's a garden behind our manor. How could I forget? That's where it all happened, where it all went wrong.
Sherry, it looks like you've almost found what you wanted.
Alright, let's go back home. Alright, here we go. Big old room. Where was that? Right here.
Sherry, please listen to me. Sherry,
John, I always listen to you.
you don't have to do this. You don't have to go through. I don't know what is beyond this door, but I can feel it. Buzzing, angry, like a fly at the window.
I know. I can sense it too.
You locked away this memory for a reason. There is only pain here.
Pain. And truth.
You do not need to suffer either. There is so much more we can do on Cordona, so many others we could help. There is no coming back from this.